I've learned a lot from visiting the dentist in the last 5 weeks, 5 times. And so I'm not going to go into a Monty Python skit about how bad my experience was compared to yours. But it did allow me to see certain aspects of my mind that I did know about and didn't want to know more about, and what I didn't know about and I'm still not wanting to know about, but it's helpful. So Venerable Chodron, in her establishment of mindfulness of the Thursday night teachings, has talked about the 4 observed objects. And the one aspect that has really been in my face on these visits is the one about feelings. So of course I don't go to a dentist with a happy mind to start with. And then I get into the chair and I try and convince myself that I can relax and that this is just going to be fine. But that thing about feelings arises when I see the needle. And then it's not one of neutral feelings, it's not happy. It's definitely a negative feeling. And so from there my mind spins. So I had a root canal, and part 2 was this past Monday. And I knew it wasn't going to be a great experience, and I'm glad I didn't know what was coming. So about 90 minutes into this procedure, which took about 3 hours and 15 minutes, my mouth had been open non-stop for that time. And I got this huge inspiration that I was going to leave immediately. And there was no doubt in my mind. It was this huge, clear thought that I was just going to stand up and leave, and I would bow to the doctor, and I would head out the door. And so I was convinced that this is what I was going to do. And then I thought, you know, my shyness kind of took over, not wisdom, but then I thought, you know, they're going to stop me at the door. And so I started to play out the scenario as it might go. And then I realized I would get to the car, and Venerable John Pala, who's twice my size, would probably refuse me a ride to the Abbey and take me back in. So the whole plan I could see wasn't going to work. But having had that thought, and those thoughts were so strong, I thought, I hope I can use this in the future when a negative emotion arises. And so there was that thought. So then I got past that insanity, and I saw that what I thought was clear thinking was insanity, and I thought that's very useful. And then we hit the 2-hour mark, and I was starting to get this huge pain on the side of my head from keeping my mouth open. And then this pain on the other side of my head started, and then the dentist discovered another canal that he hadn't done yet. And I was, again, ready to leave. And then, of course, I started describing the experience in my head as torture. I thought, this is torture. And then I also thought, well, come on, is this really torture? I mean, does it look like a prison cell to you? Does Dr. Ben look like he's sort of chuckling away and getting out these little screwdriver things and sort of going like this with his hands saying, okay, now, here we go. And so the more I thought about what torture really is and what I was experiencing, it was just silly. But as I thought the word torture, my anxiety and pain level just kicked into gear, and then my suffering was really intense for a while until I started, thinking that here's Dr. Ben, he's studied for years, I'm not in pain at this moment. Yes, the pain's going to come. I'm in a chair, they're playing a video, it's not dark, I know I'm going to eat soon, he has a very clear motive to help me. This is not torture, so get with it. And then once I had that thought, my whole body relaxed, and then I could start thinking about his kindness. So my mind is really out of control a lot of the time, but this intense experience has helped me see that there are things we can do with the Dharma that can help us get out of these situations of insanity. I hope this helps you too.